Hello, this is Corey from the Kpop Switch. Our stories tonight contain 4 recent top stories. Dun dun dun. Japan thinks they paved K-pop's way. K-netizens are mad at Chinese netizens for taking their Hanbok. K-netizens think Karina's dancing is very disappointing. And Blackpink's Rosé gets her looks bashed by K-netizens. Do you guys like introductions? Maybe I should do like an introduction like that. Let me know. I don't know. Okay, so let us begin. So Arashi believes their founder is the reason K-pop is so globally recognized. So Arashi is one of Japan's longest running groups. The group had an interview with Variety magazine about going global and about working with Bruno Mars. The K-pop industry has been able to market globally for a while now, while Japan's music industry has solely been a local market until now. Here's what one of the members said, June. June says the following: "What you're currently seeing now with non-Japanese groups as well all really found its roots in the foundational work that Johnny did back in the 1960s. June is claiming that the root of these popular groups, aka K-pop groups, is due to the foundation that his founder, Johnny, put forward in the past. I feel no sense of the kind of tribalism that some people might imagine, but rather a sense of pride that the architecture that Johnny laid the foundations for decades ago is now finally starting to cross borders. Even if it's not being done by Johnny per se, the legacy still continues and is alive and well. You can see the flowers taking root in other cultures and countries." So June continues to elaborate his claim, saying that what Johnny was able to start years ago is now crossing the borders, meaning it's crossing into or mixing into cultures and other countries. So, what do you guys think about this? I do not know about the founder, Johnny, that much, so I don't think I can say a lot or anything at all about this, because music is music, and I'm not saying that he's taking credit for K-pop going global, but in another way that is what he's saying. Just as a disclaimer, I'm not saying that I know anything about this group. All I know is that netizens are not happy that Arashi's June spoke of this, because they believe that should be given its credit, and it's popular because it's K-pop, and other cultures, other countries should not take that credit away from them. So that's what K-netizens are saying. I kind of agree with them, but then again, I'm saying this again, I do not know this Johnny fellow, so I can't make an educated opinion about this. I think that he may be just, talking about his perspective of groups that are not Japanese. But obviously South Korea has their own perspective, and in my perspective, because I do not know Arashi, and I am ignorant about their group and Johnny, I would say that the South Korea government created their own foundation around the music industry, because they gave the K-pop industry a boost when they felt that this would definitely help South Korea's economy. And it did, and it continues to bring people from all over the world together. But I'm not trying to discredit what June said. So yeah, I just don't want people to be mad about my opinion. Just my opinion. I should educate myself about Johnny and Arashi and Japanese groups in general. I was in J-pop for a little bit, but I don't know about this group. So what I believe that he's saying is that NCT, or like these graduation groups that have occurred in K-pop, I believe that's what he's talking about, but I really don't know. I guess everyone just has their own perspectives, and he never meant it in a bad way, nor did he talk about K-pop in his statement. Just saying that. It's just because K-netizens are angry and they're mad, and I think because this is a Japanese group and that's their opinions. But yeah, what do you guys think? Hopefully I won't get into trouble about my opinion and all that. You guys let me know what you think. Is he talking about K-pop? Is he not talking about K-pop? Okay, so our next story is China yet again under fire for claiming that the traditional Korean clothing known as the Hanbok is not Korean but Chinese. So on a Chinese entertainment show, members wore clothing which looks very similar to a hanbok while performing a traditional Korean dance and established it as Chinese culture. Chinese and Korean netizens are now fighting it out on social media. Korean netizens are saying that China is taking away the Korean culture, while Chinese netizens recently claimed that Korea copied Chinese culture, claiming that the hanbok is traditional Chinese clothing. This no doubt angered K netizens, and Chinese netizens are telling the Koreans to know their history correctly. Recently, #Hanbok Challenge became a viral trend on social media and has become a debate between the Chinese and Koreans. The Hanbok Challenge began as a play, where people participated in order to help publicize the Korean hanbok, but Chinese netizens are saying that Koreans are taking away traditional Chinese clothes. Face your real history, please. Don't you feel pathetic for stealing Chinese culture? According to these Chinese netizens, the hanbok is not the original. Hanfu is. Hanfu is traditional Chinese clothing. Experts are saying that while the hanfu resembles the hanbok, it is not the same style of clothing at all. Many are saying that the hanbok the Chinese used is part of the Northeast Project. The Northeast Project was created to distort history of the old Korean kingdoms, where China claimed that I probably will be pronouncing these names wrong, so I apologize in advance. Where the Chinese claimed the Gojoseon, Goguryeo, and Pare was part of China's history. I'm so sorry if I said those names wrong. Also, there have been an increasing amount of Chinese TV shows which are using traditional Korean clothing, Korean dances, and even food such as kimchi and introducing it as Chinese culture. So you can have a look at the Korean netizens' comments up on the screen. Okay. Okay. I don't know what's happening with China, honestly. So I think that maybe because of the whole pandemic situation being blamed on China by America and other countless countries, slowly starting to make their products, their own products, meaning that China's economy is going to take a hit in the future if it hasn't already. Feel like China is just a little bit sensitive right now, and I really don't know what else to say. Let me know what you think, because I really don't know what's happening with China. Our next story is about Rosé. So K netizens take to the extreme and bash Blackpink's Rosé's appearance. Yes, you heard that right, her appearance. So recently a netizen uploaded online a post about Rosé's visuals with the degrading title, Blackpink Rosé's face before and after losing baby fat. They show many photos of Rosé from 2016 to 2020, which compares her outward appearance, past and present self. So many netizens began to attack Rosé's appearance, commenting harmful things such as that she has an unbalanced body proportions, while comparing her to her group mates as well. Some have accused her of getting plastic surgery, and we all know how much K netizens love to do that. Her head and chin seem to be the biggest concerns for the topic discussion, so comments will be on the screen. Honestly, I don't know how these netizens can criticize so blatantly about another person's appearance. I wonder if they would do it so publicly. I wonder if they would criticize so publicly about their work colleagues, their boss, and their friends' appearances, because I really don't think they would. Now, sitting behind a screen can make anyone feel powerful and untouchable until you get in trouble. At least legal trouble. Especially in South Korea, where your words can literally get you sued. You can be sued for your words. So be careful what you say. You may think that you're only stating your opinion, but in fact you may be insulting someone. So be kind. You have no idea how just being kind can actually make someone else's day. And back to Rosé's appearance, she's pretty AF. Nuff said. Alright, our last story for today. Korean netizens think aespa's Karina cannot dance. You heard that right. When SM Entertainment dropped the sync video teaser for Karina, many netizens, Korean netizens, were unimpressed by what they saw. Karina is highly speculated to be aespa's main dancer, and with the incredible talented dancers SM has debuted in the past as main dancers, K-netizens believe that Karina is average compared to them when it comes to this skill. So K-netizens' comments will be up on the screen. Now, ever since Karina's past controversy, she has been a sore spot for Korean netizens. Ever since her announcement as a SM entertainment trainee, Karina seems to carry the harsh criticism anywhere her name pops up. So in my opinion, we have barely seen anything yet, and I believe that this always happens with SM's new girl groups. People like to hate, they love to judge a book by its cover. Like these Korean netizens would rather put out negative energy into the world than positive energy but SM groups always seem to prevail in the end and win the hearts of many. So it's only a matter of time when that will be. But for example, Blackpink's Jennie gets massive amounts of hate to this day, and she has been since her debut with Blackpink. However, her relatable and cute personality has won so many people over. Now let me talk to you on a personal level. Whenever you feel bad or negativity is pulling you down, music always helps. I mean, almost always helps. I can't promise that it does help, but it almost always helps. This is why K-pop is so popular, in my opinion. The out-of-world concepts remove you from reality, right? While you can say that it is a bad thing and you should focus on fixing your problems rather than avoiding them, I would disagree. I think you should heal yourself first. Then you can make a sound decision on how to fix your problem or what to do next. So your well-being matters more than anything. And I know that's such a cliche thing to say, but it's true. And the earlier you realize that you come first, the better you will feel on the inside and out, okay? So remember that. I'm your host, Corey. This is the K-pop Switch, where you get all your K-pop related news. That was important issues in K-pop, so I will see you in the next video. Bye!